welcome to the American Sports Connection. I am your host, the one and only Joey Railroads. I'm here with my buddy Jason. How's it going, dude?
Pretty good. Can't complain.
Yeah, I can't complain either. We're going to go over some Takeover Brooklyn first, and then Summerslam, if anyone wants to get their thoughts in. What did you think of Takeover overall?
I mean, it was your normal NXT takeover. It was good. They haven't failed with a takeover yet, in my opinion. Like I've enjoyed every one of them. I enjoyed Saturday nights, even though the WWE Network ruined the main event for me because I watched it on demand and
Same
it decided
thing happened to me because I went to double check if the show was over first, and the show had just finished and spoiled the main event.
Yep, I hit watch from beginning, and it put me in right as the 3 count was happening in the main event.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, just another fail from the WWE Network.
All right, well, let's get started on the show. First off, we had No Way Jose versus Austin Aries.
Well, I wasn't yawning because of the match. I was just yawning. I liked it. I like the two guys. Like I like Jose, and Aries. I think he's let down a little bit since he's arrived at NXT, but it was still a good opening match. It wasn't anything that's going to be back end of the card quality, but I thought the match was a good opener. Jose's conga line thing. I
really enjoyed it. It kind of exceeded my expectations. Like, No Way Jose proved that he could go.
Yeah, he's not a bad wrestler, and he's a big guy too. So I think he has a pretty good future. I mean, they might want to move him away from that gimmick sooner than later, but we'll see.
Yeah, I was just impressed with him because that was like really his first big time match. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And to be honest, we had talked about this on previous shows. Aries, the last couple takeovers, really didn't do anything for me, and he looked much better here.
Yeah, he looked better. He's not a flashy kind of guy, I don't think, that they could ever really get behind and have him be anything bigger than what he is now,
Yeah, like have the Machine get behind
That's
him.
That's just my opinion, but
he's okay. Like you're saying, nothing like super flashy, but he's good at what he does.
Yeah.
And Aries eventually wins with his finisher, the submission hold. I can't think of the name of it.
I can't remember the name of it either for some reason. Yeah, I don't remember the name of it. It's crazy.
Either way, Aries wins. And after the end of the match, Hideo Itami comes out, picks a fight with Aries, and hits him with the go to sleep.
Yeah, after Aries jumped No Way Jose. It wasn't like Itami came out for no reason. Aries jumped No Way Jose after the match was over again and started beating on him, and Hideo Itami came out and cleaned it up.
Yeah, so I'm assuming that's where they're going to go with Itami now.
Yeah, it's a good guy to put him back in with, to bring him, get him back in for one of the, I would guess, maybe their next takeover or whatever. I don't know. Maybe it'll just be a Wednesday night match.
Like every 3 or 4 months now.
Yeah, so I'm guessing the next one would be sometime around Survivor Series, November.
That's what I'm guessing, yeah.
Yeah, so maybe it'll be actually the one before Survivor Series, the night before or whatever.
Yeah, because it seems like they're doing them right before the big 4 pay-per-views.
Yeah.
Which would make sense.
Yeah.
All right, moving on, we had the debuting Ember Moon versus Billie Kay.
I mean, I personally, I've said before, I saw her a lot prior to NXT and stuff, and I think she's going to be the woman that they can throw the belt on and have her carry. When it's time for Asuka to make her way up, I think that the women's division down there is in good hands with her.
Yes.
Because if you think about it, their women's division, they've only needed two women to maintain that division, basically. That's all it's been for a while now.
Yeah.
It was Sasha and
Bailey.
Bailey, and then it's Asuka and Bailey. Nia Jax got thrown in there more or less is just, I think, to put both of them over because she's never done anything to impress me whatsoever. But I think the Ember Moon girl is going to be that next girl next woman they throw the belt on eventually when it's Asuka's turn to go up.
It makes sense.
And her finisher, which I didn't think they would let her use it. I remember me telling you I don't know if they would let her use it or not.
Yes.
It's awesome. And she's got like two more finisher. Yeah, it was called the O-Face. Now they're calling it the Lunar Eclipse, I believe.
Oh, is that what they're calling it? I knew they weren't going to keep it the O-Face.
Yeah, it's the Lunar Eclipse, I believe is what they're calling it.
I liked it because Billie Kay sold it really well.
That's what I was telling Candace when we watched it. I said, it's not just the jump and the twist off the rope. The girl who's getting hit with it also has to make it look good, and she did. And I think that's what Billie Kay is good at. Like I don't think she'll ever be anything big in NXT, and that may not be her fault because she's good in the ring and stuff. And I think she has a good look. But same with Peyton Royce. They fall in the same boat. They sell well and they lose well, if that makes sense.
Yeah, they're really good at making everybody else look good.
Yeah, and if you can do that, you're going to have a job for a long time.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So, basically, Ember Moon wins with her finisher.
Yeah, pretty much a dominant match almost. It didn't go very long. No. It was a good introduction to her. You got to see a little bit of what she is. She's athletic. She's good. You know, she's got that look where they gave her like the red contacts and stuff.
I was just going to mention that.
Yeah, I mean, I like her. I've liked her prior to it, and I think she's got a good look. She's in great shape, you know.
Yes.
She's like solid, great shape. So she's strong, but I think her future is very bright in NXT.
I would agree with that. Next, we had the other debut of Bobby Roode versus Cien Almas.
Yeah, Andrade Cien Almas.
Yeah.
You want me to go on this, or you want to just? I thought they hyped up Bobby Roode a lot, and it just didn't go through. Like I've liked Bobby Roode in TNA a little bit, but the guy is not. I don't think he can ever be a superstar. You know, like TNA. Yeah, you can headline TNA, and you can be a TNA superstar, and I use air quotes as I say that. But TNA is not the kind of company that's going to produce any real superstars. I mean, AJ Styles was there. Sure, he's big in WWE now, but he had a stint in Japan, and now he's come over here. But I don't think they're going to get what they want out of Bobby Roode. I didn't think the match was that great. I didn't think, what was it? His finisher move, I believe, is what another big thing I had a problem with. It just wasn't very good.
Yeah, it was like a pump handle.
Yeah, a pump handle slam is all it was. Yeah. And I just didn't think that match and his performance lived up to the big introduction and stuff they gave him. That glorious, and he's got the cheesiest music I've ever heard. It reminds me of Christian's music.
Yeah.
Remember when they used to say his name real loud?
Yeah.
That's what it reminded me of.
I felt like this was the one match it kind of fell flat for me on the card.
I'm glad you agree.
It wasn't necessarily that it was bad. It just kind of felt flat. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Dude, I read Twitter and stuff after the match and everything, and people were like, oh my God, it was so amazing. I mean, I respect your opinion, but I think you might have been falling into the shiny, bright lights and stuff a little too much, because I didn't think the match was amazing. I didn't think Bobby Roode's performance was amazing. And it certainly wasn't glorious.
Yeah. Well, my thing is, this Almas kid, he's super talented in the ring, but it's just the gimmick they've given him is not working.
Well, we were talking about that, what, was it early Saturday I was talking with you about it?
Yes.
And it's crazy how, like, he was, like, the huge debut guy, and now he's, like, laying down to a guy, like, 3 months later. Like, what happened? I haven't seen anything out of him since he debuted, really.
Yeah,
and they're like
made you go, like, wow.
Yeah, they're like the undefeated Andrade Cien almost. I'm like, dude, I've only seen him wrestle one time.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
This and I don't know. Like, I'm gonna give Rude a chance because I don't know if you remember. Initially, when Apollo Crews debuted, he had a finisher, and then they changed it.
Yeah.
So maybe, they're going to have Rude do something different that might be more interesting. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, and Rude's a lot more he's a lot more talented than Apollo Crews is in the ring. He's not as athletic, but Crews isn't really a wrestler. He's more of an athlete. You
understand what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but I was just saying the comparison between the two. Like, if they gave him a better finisher, maybe he would go up to that next level. As Apollo Crews, I don't think it mattered as much. I mean, he's up in WWE, but I don't really care for him.
The other thing I wonder is, and people forget this, maybe Bobby Roode was a little bit fucking nervous because he's not used to wrestling in front of 15,000 people.
Yeah, I can't think of a time where... Has he ever wrestled in Japan in front of that many people? I don't know,
but I'm saying, I don't know if he's used to that, like, big stage.
Yeah, I mean, and that kind of, like, that whole, like, big deal they made him. Maybe, I mean...
It's just a thought.
I mean, no, I'm not going to disagree with you. I think, maybe he was a little bit, out of his element, if you will.
Because I'm looking it up now, just for...
I can't see... Yeah, I'm looking, too. I can't see where he's ever wrestled in Japan or anything.
Yeah, no, he's never wrestled in really a big-time stage like that.
Hold on, let me see.
Now he's wrestled mostly in TNA and Global Force.
Yeah, Global Force is the other one, and they don't draw a dick for,
Yeah, so that's very possible.
Yeah, you may have hit the nail on the head there. We'll see.
We'll have to see. But either way, Rude eventually wins with his finisher, that pump handle slam.
Did they give it a name?
Let me look, because I really don't remember.
Is it like the Glorious Slam or something?
It's kind of probably, now that you mention it, that's probably what they did.
I think that was what they called it, right? Like the Glorious Slam or some shit?
They probably, let me see. Yes, they called it the Glorious Bomb.
The Glorious Bomb, there you go. That's right, because I remember me and Candace watching it, and she heard that, and she, like, smirked, like, oh, what the... that, like, oh, what a load of shit smirk.
And Lance said in the chat, they called it the Rude Awakening.
Dude, I'm glad Lance just brought that up because I thought of that. His whole entrance and his robe and stuff remind me of Rick Rude.
He reminded me so much of Rick Rude because he looks just like him.
Yeah, I'm glad Lance said that. It's funny. The Rude Awakening.
That's funny. Next, we have Gargano and Ciampa versus the Revival.
Match of the night.
Yeah.
The MOTN, as the internet loves to call it.
All the smarks out there.
Dude, we talked about this the other night, and I've been singing these guys' praises when me and you were walking months ago, back in the winter when we were walking. The Revival are the best tag team in the WWE right now.
Dude, they make everybody look great.
They do. The 3 best tag matches that I've seen all year have involved the Revival against American Alpha twice and now Ciampa and Gargano. That's just my opinion. People, may have a different opinion.
No, I agree with you. The one little thing me and you both discussed that I did not like about this match was the finish.
Yeah, Gargano could have reached the rope. That was the finish, right? What we were talking about?
Yeah, where he was like almost right next to the ropes, and he's like, and then he just taps out.
Yeah, he could have reached out and grabbed that rope. I think they should have repositioned on that a little bit, maybe had him, move him a little bit, knowing that the rope was there. But other than that, man, I don't have a complaint with that match. So many near falls.
I'm curious to see where they're going with them, because they basically, I don't know if you saw after the pay-per-view, they cut like a promo saying they're the best tag team in wrestling right now.
The Revival.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't disagree. Those dudes, they got it, as Jericho would like to say. They have it.
Yeah.
They got the shit, man. They're awesome. I thought they were going to drop the belts and go up, to be honest with you, but...
No, guess they're going to hang around a little longer.
Dude, it wouldn't surprise me if they go up with the belts. Would that... I mean, I don't know. Would that be too risky to push your tag team up with the belts?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah, because they're going to treat him like the redheaded stepchild.
Yeah, but you've had, Owens go up with the belt.
Yeah.
And I think Paige did, too. Didn't she go up with the women's belt at one point? And win the other belt the same night?
Yes.
Maybe, man. I mean, they're good. I love those guys. They're good heels.
They remind me so much of Arn and Tully.
Yeah, definitely.
That's the best way I can explain them. But
I think they're a little bit more athletic than Arn and Tully. They're like a hybrid, if you will. Yeah, but
I agree with that. For those that didn't see it, the Revival win with a submission.
Yeah, via submission on Gargano.
Yes. Up next, we had the Women's Championship, which was Asuka versus Bayley.
Another good match. I think that the card, these last three matches, that one, the tag match, all three of the title matches, I thought were really good.
They delivered.
I actually like this one better than the Nakamura and Joe match, maybe only because the finish was ruined for me, like I said. So that kind of takes a little bit away from it.
I felt like this match had a little bit more action.
The women's match.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I thought it was good, dude. They kind of made you not know who was going to win the match till it was over.
I really enjoyed it. It was a good back and forth.
Yeah, they both got out of each other's finishers, kicked out, and then finally it was like Asuka had to basically decapitate Bayley to put her away.
Well, I liked it where and I know you don't particularly care for this, when she got kicked in the face the first time and she no-sold it and she's like, ugh.
Well, I didn't mind that so much because they did it in a way to where it put her over as almost being unbeatable, but then she ended up going that extra mile to beat her. I just don't like when someone no-sells a big move at the beginning of the match like that. I understood the point of that no-sell. It was almost like her adrenaline and her drive was so strong that she didn't feel it. I got that part. I didn't mind that part.
Right, but
I'm
really enjoy this match. It's fun watching women's wrestling down there.
Well, it's fun watching women's wrestling up now too. I think they've really done a great job.
They were the trailblazers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this whole, what are they calling it now? The Women's Evolution, that 24, which I haven't watched yet, but I heard it's really good. Yeah, but man, you can go ahead and say your.
I agree with you. It's just
the finish.
NXT was where this had started, where the women, started getting time that they never normally would get, and then it's just kind of evolved up onto the main roster now.
Yeah, thank you, Triple H.
Yeah.
For putting women's wrestling back into, the conversation of serious,
legitimizing it.
Yeah, making it legitimate again and making it very entertaining and just a high level of, content. Just all of it, in my opinion, has been good.
Right, I agree. All right, the main event, Shinsuke Nakamura versus the champion Samoa Joe.
Oh, one more thing. Can I just comment on something? that was the goodbye, right, for Bayley. She's
Yes.
gonna. You think she's gonna be up tonight?
Yes.
For good.
There was rumors she was going to be up last night.
Yeah, we'll get. I guess we'll get into that in the second half of this.
We'll get into that in a few minutes.
Yeah, but that was like her goodbye, right? Like, thank you, Bayley. She did it looked like she did like a little thing where she like passed opened the door for it. Like, if you notice when she went back up the ramp, she stepped aside and kind of made like a wave, like it's somebody else's time to go.
Yeah, kind of like what Sammy did.
Yeah, that it felt like almost the same thing, right?
Yes.
All right, I was just wanting to throw that in there.
Yeah, no, it's fine. What did you think of the main event?
I thought it was a solid match. I think the two matches before it may have kind of made me expect more in a way, but like I said, it's hard when you already know the outcome. Like, the network ruined it, so it was kind of like, oh, well, now I know what's going to happen, so I kind of like looked away a few times during the match and didn't really enjoy it as much as I would have if I didn't know who won. That's just, I have to give them the benefit of the doubt because circumstances make me, possibly not into it.
I think it's because we were so used to seeing Nakamura wrestle somebody like a Sami Zayn or a Finn Balor that wasn't really like a big guy like Samoa Joe, so you were going to get like a different kind of match. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude, it was a tough match. Like, those guys,
they beat the dog shit out of each other.
Yeah, it was one of those good old-fashioned, as JR would call it, slobber knockers. And I don't know, like, I've had 4 or 5 people ask me or my opinion or say something about it, but do you think, did Nakamura, like, break his jaw?
No, Samoa Joe came out and said that it was dislocated and they had to put it back in place.
Oh, but that's still bad, though. Like, he did hurt him, though.
Yes.
With the first Kinshasa,
yes.
Sasha, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. Samoa Joe said it on his Twitter that it dislocated his jaw and they had to put it back in place, and now he's waiting to be medically cleared.
Which basically means he's going to be on SmackDown on Tuesday night.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know. That's just me. I think it's his time to go up too. A lot of people don't like Samoa Joe.
Was, rumored for last night, and you're right. He's going to be on SmackDown.
Yeah, and the only reason I'm saying, like, I had to tell some people today were bitching about, well, you can't just put Bayley on Raw. Well, you kind of can because they just put Nikki Bella on SmackDown, basically. Like, she just came back and went right on SmackDown.
Yeah.
Last night.
But I really enjoyed Joe and Nakamura because they were really laying them in.
Yeah, that was a tough match, dude. Like, you got 2 really tough guys going at it, and when that happens, usually you get a good match, and I think
all the respect in the world to Samoa Joe, man, because that had to fucking hurt, and he still finished the match.
Yeah, he's a tough guy, man. Like, I think he's earned his place in his whole career, like, there for a while in TNA, and now, coming up through NXT, because a lot of people like that would not want to go through NXT and go through the struggles he's going through down there, but
I think it's that he's just happy to be there.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That it's like, even if he has to, like, go through the struggle, he's made it, in a sense.
He likes being a professional wrestler, is the thing. He loves his profession.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So what? I agree, Lance. Joe, he said, is so underrated.
Yeah, a lot of it too is like I think a lot of people are attracted. Like I said, the whole thing with Bobby Roode, a lot of people are attracted to like the big flashy guys and all that. And Joe's just not that. Joe's just a good old fashioned a bruiser, a brawler. He's a good wrestler. He's strong. He doesn't, his promos are good. Like, I don't think they're terrible. They're for what he is.
And to me, he doesn't work as a babyface. He's much, much better as a heel. Yeah,
he just doesn't have that babyface look, man. Like,
He looks like the mean Samoan guy.
Basically, he's a Samoan guy, though, that earns his spot, unlike some other ones. No names.
Absolutely. So, what grade would you give Takeover?
I'm going to give it a B. Only because I thought like the Rude match wasn't as good as it could have been or should have been. The No Way Jose match was okay, and then the Ember Moon match was a debut. So you got, yeah, but I'll give it a B. I'll give it a B. I'll just stay with a B. I'm gonna leave it there.
I was around like B plus ish, probably. Yeah. I think if Rude and them had a little bit of a better match, it probably would have been an A.
Yeah, I have no problem saying that. Yeah.
But, I mean, and I feel like I'm knocking the guy, but it wasn't bad.
No, it wasn't bad at all. I just expected something bigger out of a guy who got so much,
Especially when he's coming off the top of the, whatever the hell he was on, like a picker or whatever.
Yeah, oh, by the way, one more thing I want to throw out there. Dude, I really thought that Nakamura entrance was cool with the guy playing the violin. Yes. Nakamura's a showman, dude. He's a big showman. And
that's why he's going to make it.
If he ever does go up, I think, like, the fans are going to really, like, you're really attracted to that type of, stuff. Like,
that's what I mean.
He puts on a show.
Go ahead.
Sorry. No, go ahead.
I was going to say, I think he will make it, one, because he can really wrestle and work, and two, he has the personality and the charisma to make it work.
Yeah, I think he has that stuff that no Japanese guy in the WWE has had before him, almost, if you get what I'm saying. Like, yes. I don't think anybody before him has had that whole package, that total package.
Plus, he's a bigger guy than most Japanese wrestlers.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a kind of heavyweight type of guy.
Yeah, and he's kind of tall.
Yeah, he's more of a lanky build than what you would expect, because most Japanese guys are like Hideo Itami or Ibushi. They're built like that.
Because he's
Taka Michinoku.
Yeah, because he's 6'2".
I thought he was actually a little taller than that. That actually surprises me.
Yeah, he's 6'2", 230.
Yeah, that's not bad. The only problem is when he gets up in the WWE, that's going to look smaller. Like, I don't remember if you saw the whole thing when I was like tweeting when Finn Balor debuted that night. I was like, damn, he looks small.
Next to Reigns, you wouldn't think, yes.
Yeah, next to Reigns, I was like, wow. Even next to Rollins, he looks a little small.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, like Lance just said, you're used to like the 5'4" Japanese guys.
Yeah, wasn't it about time for Lance to get off of his keyboard and start using his words?
Yeah. Well, he said it's either, and I agree with him here, it's either all or nothing. They're either super tiny or they're like giant Baba, 7'5".
Yeah, it's weird.
There's like no middle ground. But hang on a second, everybody. We're going to get Lance on here and we're going to talk about SummerSlam. This should be an adventure. Hang on a second, everybody.
Oh, crap.
Hello?
Hey,
how's it going, Lance?
Oh, good. Good.
How's things over in Canada?
We're doing pretty good. Yeah, I didn't want to come on the NXT. I didn't watch the NXT. I was watching that Tragically Hip last concert thing.
Yes.
They had, yeah.
You told me about this.
Yeah, I guess 17 million Canadians watched it live, so...
Holy shit.
Damn.
Yeah, that's about a third of our country. Yeah, it was good. It was sad, but good. So, and I never got around to watching NXT. I'll watch it later, but...
Nah, that's no big deal.
Maybe. I always say that, but...
So, what were your guys' thoughts on SummerSlam?
Go ahead, you can kick it off.
Oh, that was a tale of two different halves of a show, wasn't it? Wow.
yeah.
Jesus Christ, it went from so awesome to shit in a matter of seconds.
That's what I thought, dude. I thought it was a rose wrapped in garbage and shit, is what it was. Like, me and Joey were talking earlier, and I was like, if you cut it down to about a 2.5 hour show and drop like 4 or 5 of the matches, you would have had a really good wrestling pay-per-view. But, being that it has to be their biggest show of the summer, and WWE's show lately has been pretty bad.
Plus, they want to cram 6 hours worth of programming in one night. Geez.
Yep. Hey, I listen. This is my opinion. I thought if you have Sheamus and Cesaro, I thought that was a good match in the pre-show. That tag match, that tag match, Cena, Styles, the women's title match, Finn Balor and Rollins, and then the Ambrose match in there. I think you would have had a phenomenal pay-per-view with those matches.
Right.
2.5 hour, 2 hour, 45 minute, maybe close to 3 hour show. You would have had, it would have been great, right?
Right.
That's just my opinion. But
I totally agree.
But when you throw all that other stuff in there, you get what you got.
Right. We're going to get into it. They started off the pre-show with the 12-man tag match.
Well, I missed this one. I didn't know.
No, you didn't miss much.
Okay.
I didn't think it was terrible.
It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't good. It was like kind of in between.
Can I jump in real quick?
Go ahead.
WWE just released a statement on Finn Balor.
Go ahead.
Dislocated shoulder, which Balor popped back into place himself in a matter of seconds. However, MRI yielded results earlier today showing a possible labrum tear. So we may have no longer our Universal Champion, or our new Universal Champion may only last 24 hours.
That's no good.
Luck.
Yeah, no doubt. That.
I'll talk about this now since you brought that up. I know the exact move he got hurt on. It was when Rollins.
It was the buckle bomb into the barricade.
Yes.
Yep.
Because you saw him immediately grab his hand and his arm.
That sucks, man.
Damn, that's shitty luck for him.
Well, looks like we're going to be having a tournament for the Universal title.
Yeah, because he landed on his back, kind of on the barricade.
Yes.
So that would have meant it popped out forward, and that's not the way you. If you pop your shoulder out backwards, that's nothing. Well, it hurts.
Okay.
But if you go forward and out, that's when you get in big trouble.
But props to him for being a true pro and popping it back in and finishing the match.
Absolutely.
Well, what else can you do? Really, right?
That sucks.
Here's the other thing. I guess this was another statement. My friend's sending me these in text, by the way. So
okay.
Thanks to her. Balor is currently scheduled to receive a surgical consult. If I can speak English, that will determine the extent. No, it's just a consult. That's what it says. That will determine the extent of Balor's injury, as well as if and how his reign as WWE Universal Champion will be affected. So I'm guessing tonight we won't know anything until maybe next week, or maybe this week they'll just have to strip him of the belt.
Well, if it's a 30-day injury thing, then he should be fine, but because they always say 30 days, don't compete, you lose your belt, but
if he tore his labrum, he's out a good 6 months at least.
Yeah, torn labrum's not a good one.
No, torn anything's not good.
All right, so moving back, the pre-show match, I just kind of felt bad for American Alpha being like lumped in with all those guys.
At least they get the bonus check.
Who was all in that match? Do you got it there? And I missed that totally. It was
the Usos, American Alpha. I'm trying to remember the other ones.
Okay, well, just tell me who won.
Basically, the Usos team won, where American Alpha did their finisher, and the Usos snuck in and took the pin.
Okay.
I'm assuming maybe potentially setting up a feud between them.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
Sounds like an Uso heel turn or something.
Which people have been dying for.
I've always liked the Usos.
I just think they needed to switch it up a little bit.
Well, how long can you be happy-go-lucky?
That's what I mean, yeah.
Around guys, right? You know, Samoan tag teams have always been badass.
Because I loved them 2 years ago when they had the feud with Harper and Rowan. They were phenomenal tag matches.
Those were some great matches. They sometimes match of the night almost.
Yeah. Now, we're going to move on, and Jason had talked about this earlier tonight. The Dudleys versus Neville and Sami Zayn.
Oh, yeah, the Dudleys. That was before we came on, man. You were talking about that, so they have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, okay.
The Dudleys possibly retiring tonight on Raw, but as we were talking about earlier, you said, and I think we both agreed, you think that I think the Dudley boys are going to retire, but the rumor is that, Bubba's going to single out and get his push?
And be Bully Ray.
Yeah, well,
Well, Devon didn't really want to come back in the first place, I've heard. He just came back because he couldn't pass up the money. He wants to just stick with his training academy. So, yeah, it's probably going to be a retirement maybe thing. And then, of course, Bubba Ray going to nail him, which is fine with me. But will they do Bully Ray?
If Devon wasn't really into it in the first place, that's a good way to kind of get him out.
Yeah, and will they do Bully Ray? Because that's a TNA thing. Although it is a Bubba. That was his own creation, but it's still a TNA creation, right?
Right, so they could find a way to kind of switch it around somehow.
Yeah, I don't think TNA owns anything, though, because I think they're still considered independent contractors there, and they own their own...
I'm just saying, would WWE do a TNA gimmick? Like, they change everything, right?
Yeah, so, I don't think they would.
They'd probably tweak it.
I thought Bully Ray was at the time the best heel in the wrestling.
Yes, I agree with you.
It was awesome. That's when I used to watch TV.
To me, guys, when I watched it, was just kind of like,
It was See, I've seen the Dudleys Wrestling House shows, live events a few times in the last year, and it was almost identical to. Usually, it's Devon that clotheslines Bubba by mistake. And this time, I think it was Bubba, right, that clotheslined him?
Yes.
Yeah.
And what will happen is they'll probably show it tonight, and Bubba will probably say he did it on purpose and all that bullcrap.
Back and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I'm all in for that, though. I'd love to see. I thought when they had the Dudleys come back, I thought they just should have had Bubba come back and maybe Devon be his manager or something.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
But obviously, if he wants to turn heel, he's got to turn on your partner, like classic wrestling, right?
Yeah, you got to, throw him through the barbershop window.
And then the other thing, I kind of felt bad for like Neville and Sami in this match because it's just like they just threw them together. Because Sami Zayn goes and gets a big win against Owens on the last pay-per-view, and then it's like, here, you're on the pre-show.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if they're going to be a regular team now because they're both wearing the exact same colors.
It's possible.
I don't know if that was just because Neville's got so many different trunks. He's like, well, I might as well wear my black and red ones, right? So.
It's possible, but eventually Sami and Neville win this one. After that, we had Cesaro and Sheamus. I actually did not mind this match.
No, I liked this match. I thought it was good.
I totally agree. I was expecting crap, and it was really good, especially when Cesaro jumped off the corner post onto the ring, onto the turnbuckle and did that move.
That was really cool.
I don't know what you call it. I'm going to call it a ring post, whatever. Springboard, a spring post crossbody.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know.
Yeah, but will they do it again? Because, those posts were just super gigantic, weren't they, for those
and they were weird
colors.
Looking.
Yeah, well, they had that big light. They had, like, a light things on the outside that they changed different colors.
Yeah,
like
maybe that's
have
why.
Under the ring. Yeah, it was huge, that thing, so.
I'm hoping if they're going to have a best-of-7 series that all the matches are like this one.
Yeah, you know what would be cool, I think, that they should do, and you guys may agree or may not disagree, I think they should do a best-of-7 and make, like, every match a different kind of match.
That would be cool.
But, see, it would be rough, though, because you can't because does Sheamus have a submission hold?
No.
So you can't really do a submission. Never mind. I take it back.
Doesn't he kind of do the cloverleaf, though?
Yeah, he's got a Texas
cloverleaf type of... Yes.
But the thing about though, if they have 7 different different matches with 7 different things, we know automatically it's going 7, which we do anyways, right?
Yeah.
Like if they're gonna have a cage match for match 7, we know damn well they're gonna have 7. Like I wish they would switch it up and say it only goes 6, or only goes 5 or something.
Yeah, they're stealing WCW's idea.
Yeah, we know we ain't going. We know we 100% is going to 7 matches, right?
Right, but I was pleasantly surprised with this match.
Oh, I was too, big time. Yeah.
For those that aren't aware, Sheamus eventually wins with the brogue kick.
Didn't he cheat? I think he did something to cheat, didn't he, to get the win?
I think.
Like he poked him in the eyes or some shit?
I think you're right.
It wasn't clean.
Cheated?
Like,
oh, man, he cheated.
Heaven forbids a heel use a dirty tactic to win.
Yeah, I don't remember, though, man, I just remember it being a good match. That's
Either
all I
way,
know.
Sheamus wins.
Sheamus won. It was a good match.
There we go.
Good enough?
Good enough.
Do we all though agree that Cesaro's gonna win in the end?
Yes.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah, they got to.
Yeah, because they've absolutely done nothing with him.
Yeah, man. I think, too, another thing that sucks about that match, which doesn't suck, but it does suck, is they had a pay-per-view quality match end up on the pre-show, and then you had a couple of the matches on the pay-per-view that should have been pre-show.
Yeah, I agree. I can agree with that.
I actually don't mind having at least one really good match on the pre-show, because then people will watch it.
They did it, the last pay-per-view, they had the Usos and Breezango had a really good match.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
For them.
And especially if like they keep saying on the pre-show, order WWE or that. We're like, well, obviously we got it because we're watching you, right? So they must show those free on TV elsewhere, like on satellite dishes. They probably have it on free to get people to buy the net.
Yeah, well, do you remember years ago, Lance, when you had to, like, order the pay-per-view, like, get the box or just, pay, like you do now, you can buy it, like, by pushing 2 buttons. They would have, like, the free-for-all.
Yeah.
And it's probably, the same deal.
Because it really bugs
me. And Gil.
Yes.
When Renee Young's saying, order the WWE net, and T's like, yeah, you get it for free and all that a month, and I'm like, well, we're watching it. We obviously got the net, right?
No. They put that on YouTube too. It's live. They stream it on the internet too.
Well, there you go. See, that answers my question. So you gotta have at least one really good match to try to hook somebody.
To keep someone's interest.
Yeah.
I agree with that. All right, to open the main show, we had Enzo and Cass versus Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho.
Yeah, good match. Good entrances.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
I've switched my stance on Enzo there. I like him now, even though he says a lot of the same stuff. I can understand him a bit better. They got a big future.
The thing I'm concerned about is because I really like them, but it's like, God, do you have to do like a 15-minute like speaking thing every time you come out?
Because people are going to get sick of it really quick, like the New Day thing, right?
Yeah.
But
that's the only gripe. What are your thoughts, Jason?
I mean, they're kind of your hype guys, I guess you would call them. Not the hype bros, but I mean, I like Enzo and Cass. I've liked them since I saw them in NXT in person. I think that I think I was telling you too, and we always agree that they should be the guys that open up every pay-per-view.
Yes.
Because of their ability to get everyone into the show. They don't like their wrestling though. I still question it a little bit. Like Big Cass is the hot tag guy, and all that. Enzo takes a beat, and yeah.
I was actually really surprised by this because I thought something was going to happen with Owens and Jericho, and they were going to kind of be like, fuck you, and you know what I mean?
I thought that was coming. I thought that they were going to split last night. They were going to lose, and one of them was going to turn on the other, but
Yeah.
shit.
I agree. I thought the exact same thing. I thought that I definitely didn't think they're going to win.
No,
Especially
but I thought it was a really good match, and I liked the finish.
I don't even remember what it was.
The finish was where Owens was going to give him a pop-up powerbomb, but he threw him up in the air into a code breaker.
Yeah, that was
That's
really
right.
good.
Oh, yeah, that was a good finish. The pop-up code breaker.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're right.
No,
He didn't land it very well, though.
No, he
It
didn't
kind of
land it good,
missed.
but it was still cool.
Yeah, well, execution. Sorry.
Every tag team needs that devastating finisher, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they have theirs.
That was pretty cool. For those that didn't see, Owens and Jericho eventually win. I guess we're going to call it the pop-up code breaker.
Why not?
WWE can thank us later.
where's our residual check?
Yeah, residual check. There you go.
Copyright American Sports Connection.
Yes.
You don't get residuals from the WWE anymore.
only Jesse.
Haven't you seen the numbers lately?
Yeah.
Not changing the subject, but that dude Kevin Thorne just did an interview with a magazine. He said he used to get $2,000 to $3,000 per quarter of residuals. He got a $67 check last quarter because of the WWE network.
Holy
they don't sell
shit.
video. They don't sell home video anymore.
They're going to start owing WWE.
That's funny.
They
Yeah.
get a check for minus 2,000.
Yeah,
funny.
a bill. Oh, I'm going to get my residual check. What the hell? This is a bill.
Yeah. All right, moving right along, we had Sasha Banks versus Charlotte for the women's title.
Another great match, eh? This was a really good one.
Absolutely.
Two really bad botches by Charlotte early on.
I see you can blame Charlotte, but it's maybe not always be what it seems.
I know.
Can we agree that maybe it was both of their faults?
Yes. That one in the corner, though, was really nasty.
That was dangerous. That one
Was that the power bomb with the flip thing?
No, the one where Charlotte
it
just
looked
kind
like-
of dumped her on her head.
It kind of looked like it was supposed to be like a fallaway slam from the second rope.
Yeah.
And then she just dropped her, and as she dropped her, Charlotte jumped off the rope away from her. I was like, what the hell? It was almost like Charlotte was like, I'm getting the hell out of here so I don't get hurt too.
And she literally just dumped her, and she landed like really awkward on her neck and her head.
Okay,
Yeah,
I remember that.
One thing I gotta point out, dude, is Charlotte's emotion that she starts to show during the matches now. It like really, I don't know if I'm being like a mark or something. It really pulls you into the match.
I
Like you're
agree
like,
with
holy,
you.
it almost feels real again, you know?
Like where she'll start like she's gonna cry like no.
Yeah, like she's like her, like I think as far as an actress goes, you know, she's light years ahead of almost everybody else they have.
I agree.
Where like she's like, you'll never beat me in the one match where she lost the belt. Like she's really starting to pull me in more, and I'm like really starting to respect her even more. I think a big part of it was when they got her away from Rick too, and now Dana Brooke, you know.
I agree.
I've always liked Charlotte since day one, so
But go ahead, Lance.
that's it.
I was gonna say the spot you're referring to is when she did that head scissors, kind of like Sasha Banks. She fucked up her neck too on that move.
Yeah. I thought it was like
Yeah,
Charlotte
they called it
almost
like the
didn't get
Razor
over all the
Ramon
way.
thing.
She landed. Yeah, she landed on the back of Sasha's legs too with like her neck. I was that match almost was not very good for them.
I will tell you this, and I can tell you because Rygal, my buddy from Brooklyn, was there, told me this. After the match, when the cameras went off, they had to help Sasha Banks to the back because he said every time she would try to stand up, she would fall.
Yeah, well, didn't we? Well, like we were talking about it during SummerSlam. Like WWE has pulled Sasha from the next 30 days on the road, and we were worried about it being
a suspension,
a wellness violation. But now they haven't confirmed it yet. But she's taking time off, right?
Everything I read, PW Insider, credit to them, said she's having lower back issues.
Yeah, and last night couldn't have helped it any.
Like, she's been having pain in her lower back, from what I understand, and they don't know what it is. So she has to go, like, get it looked at.
Yeah, that's what happens when you get married. You get pain in your lower back.
Oh, I know all about the pain in the lower back. Jesus.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Or it might be the upper ass. One or the other. I'm not making fun of you, Lance. But, Can I just say something real quick that isn't really about that match?
Yeah, go ahead.
The fallout. Wouldn't the best thing to be now is to bring Bayley in? If you got your other face, your big face female out. And one more thing, by the way. I'm sorry, I'm going off today. I just keep remembering things. That little promo Sasha cut answering those questions before did not come off very well, where she said Charlotte smells and stuff. Like I remember I messaged you a whole thing about how Sasha's almost been like bipolar lately.
Yeah, 1 minute she'll be like an uber heel, and then the next minute she'll be like kissing babies.
Yeah, I didn't get that. Like she's like, oh yeah, Charlotte smells like she stinks, and I don't just mean in the ring. She literally smells. I was like, yeah, that kind of came off very immature and just dumb, you know.
It's like third grade humor.
Yeah, I guess it was just me, but.
No, I agree. That definitely was. I thought that was like, that's your comeback or joke thing.
Hey,
or
you
it's like,
smell.
Yeah, it's like,
yeah.
No, I don't. No, I don't.
Like,
you do.
I get that you're the boss and you run the place or whatever. You're the best. You're the alpha female or however you want to say it. But that kind of stuff just, I don't know. Just maybe she needs to go back to promo class.
Yeah, but was it written for her, or did she make it up, you know?
I hope it wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. Next, we have The Miz versus Apollo Crews for the Intercontinental Championship.
Was that?
I never cheered for The Miz ever, but Jesus, had to go for him on this one. Still like
they need to build The Miz up a better feud opponent. Like, to me, that felt almost like a SummerSlam filler. Like, now, maybe tonight, or tomorrow night, I'm sorry, I keep forgetting the nights. We're no longer, everything's...
Yeah, I know.
They need to build him up a better guy to take that belt off of him, because Apollo Crews certainly is not the guy.
I don't like
Yeah, we
all
knew he wasn't winning.
Yeah, I don't like The Miz, but I will say this. He has turned into a capable worker in the ring.
Oh, yeah. I think if you put him in with the right guy especially, I think you can get a good match out of him.
This was just weird to me because the finish was like, we're just going to completely, like, squash Crews in the sense of, he's not going to win and he's not going to get another chance, it feels like, you know?
Well, they didn't, though, because remember Maurice distracted him.
Right.
And then that led to the skull-crushing finale. So I don't know, maybe we're going to see a little bit more with that, because she kind of like came over there when he was about to do whatever he was doing on the outside.
Yes.
And I think that might play a little bit further into what goes on. I'm hoping that feud is done, but I mean, who else are you going to feud him with at this point? Seems like SmackDown's kind of drained.
Yeah. You got a point. What do you say, Lance?
I didn't pay much attention to this match, so.
Well, that's all you need to know.
Yeah.
Moving right along.
Yeah, moving on.
I'm
we
not a
have,
Miz-
in
I'm
my
not a Miz-
opinion, the match of the night: John Cena versus AJ Styles.
That was great.
I agree.
It was pardon the pun, phenomenal.
Yeah.
I thought we were gonna get the normal John Cena kick out at 1,000,002s, and then he does one moving over, but we didn't get that. That's for sure.
I gotta give props to Cena because he went with this. You know what I mean? He could have been, no, I'm not doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude, he went like feet first into this match too. He learned a few extra moves. Like I saw him do like 3 moves that I've never seen him use before.
It's funny you mention that. You're right.
Yeah, I was shocked. Like it looked like Cena's a showman, dude. He knows he's leaving for 3 months, so he's gonna leave a lasting impression. Like people are gonna be like, well, maybe that guy's not so bad now. Hell, he had a hell of a match, you know. Because short-term memory, dude, if somebody puts on a huge show, you forget everything that came before it. That's how it is in wrestling.
Plus, when I remember the match, how stiff was that forearm Styles gave him to finish the match? Woo.
It looked good.
Yeah.
I was wondering about... I didn't know that Cena was taking off for 3 months. I was going to say, what's he off doing a movie? So he lost. So
yeah, he's supposed to be leaving to film that reality show again.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I've wondered if something was up. So there you go. Answer
Plus, I
there.
think I might have told you this, Jason. I don't remember. It's like he's doing his farewell tour in a way, Cena. It feels like that.
It almost felt like he was done after last night. Like he almost had the whole Bailey thing. Like it almost felt like he was done. Like that was his retirement match or something. If he would have cried, I would have believed that he was done after last night.
But I thought it was cool though that even though like the fans were messing with him like during the match and before the match, afterwards they gave him a sign of respect. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I honestly, this might sound stupid. I don't know if you guys will agree. I almost think the whole ribbing him now is the sign of respect.
I do too.
Because we know he's put in, 14 years of hard work. When the guy gets hurt, he comes back, 40% earlier than your average wrestler. He's coming back on a 9-month injury after 5 months. And I think the fans are starting to respect that, and it just becomes a whole big part of the show now just to fuck with him,
That's what I was going to say. It's like it's the cool thing to do.
Yeah, and he plays along with it well, too. And after last night, dude, I think Cena, that can be like, he's won, 14, 15 world titles now or whatever. Yes. That match last night might have been the best match I've ever seen out of John Cena.
I agree.
Yeah, could be. He was definitely up there.
Now,
seen some of the best stuff ever from Cena lately.
Yeah, now I feel, guys, this is Styles' moment. You know what I mean?
I agree. I think he's earned a possible title run after the work he did with Reigns. I mean,
he earned it.
Those matches weren't terrible, but they weren't terrible because Roman Reigns put in a lot of work and effort. They weren't terrible because AJ Styles carried the match.
Yes.
And last night, you saw the difference, I believe, too, between Cena and Reigns. Like, a lot of people want to put them in the same group of not being able to wrestle. Cena wrestled last night, and Cena did a damn good job at wrestling last night.
I agree with that.
Yeah, like you said, he did a couple new moves, and,
I was surprised. I was like, holy shit, I don't think I've ever seen John Cena do that.
And the thing is, he didn't have to.
Exactly. He didn't have to. He could have stuck to the same old thing.
Yeah.
I absolutely agree with that. All right, next we had The New Day versus Gallows and Anderson. Jesus Christ.
This was terrible, dude. This fucking Jon Stewart stuff. This guy's got to go. Like, why is he there?
It basically, the excitement that was in the building, this killed it.
Like, what's he doing there? It's like, he adds nothing.
Yeah, I was so pissed off. I'm like, why in the fuck is Jon Stewart doing this?
Well, like I was telling you, Joey, there offline, he looks like he's homeless now with the way he dresses. So
yeah.
Maybe he's working for food.
Jesus.
Yep. As soon as he came on, Candace texted me and asked me if he was sick. I was like, I don't know. Or she said something about him looking sick, and I looked at him and I was like, yeah, he kind of does. And you said he looks homeless. Yeah, he kind of does. He's sick and homeless.
Yeah, but I used to really, really like the New Day, but they've worn incredibly thin, incredibly quick.
Yeah.
You know what I wondered about this match? It was kind of, they're all saying, "Oh, no, Big E's hurt. Big E's hurt. Oh, this is usually it's Kofi and Big E wrestling for the titles, but yet here he comes running out at the end. It's like, well, obviously he was okay. Why didn't he just wrestle? You want to wrestle with your best team, not your worst team."
Yeah.
But that's
the other thing. I was like, holy shit, Xavier Woods is wrestling a match.
Yeah, they could have, if they wanted it to be a no contest, they could have done it in a much better way.
Yeah.
Than faking an injury with Big E and having him, faking in quotes, I don't know, Jon Stewart and Big E and the whole thing just was like, I was just like pulling my hair out, like, what the hell is this?
It was just bad.
Yeah.
And then Big E drinks the samples of whatever the doctors got out there.
Yeah, that was weird too.
Is that supposed to be urine, or is that supposed to be medicine? It's
for all we know, it could be like formaldehyde.
Exactly. It's like, he obviously knew it was in it, but if some guy's got a jar there of what and I'm not just going to take a big swig of it, not knowing what the hell it is.
Yeah, that was just really weird.
Especially when it looks like piss.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole thing was bad. I agree. I'm a New Day fan, and I'm starting to get to the point where I'm like, well, maybe it's time for those belts to go around someone else's waist. And we're not going to see the end of New Day for a little while, because they have New Day products releasing all the way up till Christmas. They're already scheduled, like New Day candy bars in October.
You know what I do like about this, though, is at least they're acknowledging that Demolition held the belts.
That was cool when I heard that.
Days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was excited about that. I'm surprised.
Usually they don't do that.
I'm surprised considering Axe and Smash are suing them.
Yeah, well, as far as we know, I think it was Graves that said it, right?
Yeah.
He might be in a little trouble for that.
They said it on a Raw, too.
Oh, they did?
Yeah. So, it's not the first time they said it.
You're right. They did say. I remember now, it was when they were promoting this match. Like, they were talking about New Day's reign and it being a year or whatever. And then one of the guys, I believe it was Corey Graves again, had mentioned that the old WWF era belts were held for 500 and whatever days by Demolition.
Right. Yeah, but this one just took the air out of the building, I felt like.
After the Cena match, it absolutely did it. Like, the balloon was full, and then that was the pin in the balloon.
Yeah. All right, moving right along. We had Dean Ambrose versus Dolph Ziggler for the WWE Championship.
Ugh. Odd place in the match for this. Odd place on the card for this match, I think.
Yeah.
It was not the longest match.
Me and you talked about this earlier, Jason. Maybe I was expecting more of this, but I just was disappointed by this match.
Well, a lot of it is, I can't buy Ziggler as a major competitor. Right. I just can't. Like 2 nights, 3 nights, whatever, before he gets the number 1 contendership, I saw him lay down in Wildwood to Baron Corbin. I can't get behind that. And my friend Danielle had even pointed out, when he uses that super kick 150 times and never gets a 3 count with it, am I supposed to automatically believe now it's like some super kick that he can finish guys with?
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense. And like Ambrose, it was almost a squash match. Like Ambrose dominated most of the offense too.
It kind of felt like he was just going through the motions.
See it, like it just didn't. It didn't feel that good to me.
That's what
like,
I mean.
It
It didn't click like I thought it would.
It just wasn't as competitive as you would think it could be. Like it almost felt like if that match was for the Intercontinental title, it could have felt better. If you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it wasn't a top-rung match, in my opinion.
Like we talked about this before, it was just basically, all right, we need Ziggler to just fill in for SummerSlam until we get to Ambrose's legitimate contender.
That's kind of what it felt like. I mean, they kind of legitimized Ziggler a little bit on the last SmackDown when he was like, and just when you pull for that last move and he super kicked him.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of good. It was kind of interesting.
Yes.
But yeah, this match didn't do too much for me. Like I like Ambrose and I'm okay on Ziggler, but I just don't think he's a headliner.
I totally agree. I agree with you on 100%. But he sure had some shiny pants, though, didn't he? Jeez.
Yeah, and they were like military-inspired pants. Did you get a good look at them? They had like the "Don't Tread on Me" rattlesnake on the side, and then on the other side, and then on the back it had something about being free or something.
Yeah, that was weird.
They were almost like political pants in a way or something,
Yeah,
like military.
He had the U.S. flag on his thigh.
Yeah, and like black and gray. I don't know. Yeah, they were shiny as hell.
Yeah, just not his normal colors. It's like I know he likes to change them up, but man, it's like, gee, you're looking like Liberace out there.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. I hate to beat it to death, but the match felt flat.
Yeah.
It kind of did, and I think a lot of it too, like. There was no momentum in the crowd. Like I think that New Day match
I agree with that. Like New Day's segment just like killed the crowd.
Their entrances as well for a title match felt rushed. Like it was almost like let's get them in the ring and hurry up and do this. I'm actually gonna go back and I'm gonna not blame Ambrose or Ziggler for it. I'm gonna say I think a lot of it. I think it might have been a rushed match, to be honest with you.
Brendan says in the chat, he's no broken Matt, Lance.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Man.
All right, Ambrose won with the dirty deeds. That's the other one thing that annoyed me, I'll say, and then we'll move on, was all these other matches, guys are hitting their finishers, and we're getting a couple kickouts, and you know what I mean? Ambrose just hits his, and it's like, 1, 2, 3, okay, let's go to the back.
Yeah, well, I mean, go ahead, Lance. Sorry.
I actually like that because, you hit your finisher. It's supposed to be it.
Right.
That's exactly, I agree. I'll just leave it there. I agree with what Lance just said, 100%.
All right, enough. Moving on, we had the exciting SmackDown 6-woman tag match.
I laughed when they did the whole thing with Eva Marie.
That was funny.
I
find that funny. I find her whole thing where she's having excuses that she can't wrestle funny. It's not really taking up a lot of time. It's humorous, like due to exhaustion and whatever.
It was so funny because like the dude's with the super like loud voice, and then he's like. And then he gets real quiet due to heat exhaustion.
Yeah. And, another thing, too, is good for Nikki Bella, dude, getting back from that injury,
Yeah.
Because that was something that could have really affected her life. Not just in the ring, but, out of the ring.
And it was funny because I thought she was going to get really booed. And she got, like, one of the bigger pops of the night.
Well, when somebody comes back off of an injury and stuff, they always get a pop. Like, Rollins went out as a major heel. He got a huge ovation. A lot of that had to do with Reigns, but Rollins got it. So, Tuesday night, we'll have to see if she goes heel or not,
Yeah, because she hinted like she was.
At the end of the match, kinda.
Yeah, where she did that that new finisher, I'm assuming, is going to be hers.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess Daniel Bryan taught her that. That was what she had been tweeting and posting videos about. Daniel Bryan was teaching her a new finisher.
Yeah.
And some submission stuff, too.
Oh, Daniel must have taught Cena some new moves, too, then, I guess.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, baby.
Training.
This match was okay. It wasn't anything like to write home about.
It was a pre-show match, I thought. I thought if you would have flipped that with Cesaro and Sheamus, you would have had a better main card.
Yeah.
But
I agree with that. And
the New Day with Cesaro and Sheamus, or Miz and Cruz with Cesaro and Sheamus.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Or the other thing is Carmella. It's just kind of like, she just really doesn't do it for me.
She does it for me. And I'm not saying it's in the ring, but she is a good-looking girl.
No, I agree with you.
Carmella, she's the Staten Island princess girl there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She said she was the princess from Staten Island and didn't even
That's
get a
it.
pop.
Yeah, she sure does a pretty good moonwalk, though.
Well, I mean, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, what bugged me about this match is the crowd was so dead. Like, the girls would be like, here we go! And she'd go for a move, and the crowd would just like, nothing. The other girl would be like...
Or kind of like when Nikki Bella
"Roar."
finishes the match. I'm back. What are you, the
Yeah.
friggin' Terminator?
I
think
thought that was
everybody
actually
just-
kind of cool.
I know.
I
just
guess
being a jerk.
I guess I'm on the outside on that one.
No, I'm just being a jerk.
I thought it was kind of cool. She's like, look, bitch, I'm putting all of you girls on notice.
Yeah.
I'm back. And then, boom, she hits her with the finisher and pins her. I thought it was kind of,
Yeah,
you know.
it was alright.
Yeah, I don't mind that either. It is.
I'm still fucking
sports
Cena.
entertainment.
I'm the head woman.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That's funny. For those who didn't
Yeah.
see, Natalia's team with... It was Nikki and I don't remember the third girl.
Oh, come on, man. Another one of the girls that I really think is good looking. Alexa Bliss.
Oh, yes, Alexa Bliss.
Yeah.
Their team eventually wins. Yeah, she's not too bad in the ring either.
She's getting better.
I agree with that. All right.
So was that Natalia's team or now Nikki Bella's team?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, that was Nikki Bella's team.
All right, next we had Finn Balor versus Seth Rollins for the first ever Universal Championship.
The Eva Marie World Heavyweight title.
Yes.
God, what an ugly
The all
belt.
red, the all red everything.
It was ugly.
Yeah, that belt.
Belts are supposed to be like gold and or silver and shiny and diamonds, not looking like a bad old leather Band-Aid or something. Jeez.
Yeah, it looked like someone skinned a red snake and made that
Yeah.
belt.
Looked like something a cowboy would put on his horse.
Yes.
But
I got to say, this match, I liked it, but it started off very slow.
no, didn't it?
Yeah.
Slow. I thought didn't Finn Balor just go nuts for the first like 2 minutes?
Yeah, he did. He like attacked him as soon as the bell rung. He
Right,
jumped
and then
on him.
after that, it was kind of like, for a little bit, and then it got really good.
I do gotta say, but talking about it before the match, that's gotta be one of the best entrances I've ever seen.
Yes, I love his
That
entrance.
entrance. That's so.
You know,
awesome.
I have to go back and I have to say something. I said Tuesday night to you, Joey, that they blew their load with Finn's entrance and they should have waited. They topped his entrance from Tuesday night with last night's.
Yeah, and I'm surprised.
Yeah, so I kind of have to disagree with what I said with myself on Tuesday or Wednesday, whenever after he
Yeah,
did
one
it.
of them days.
Yeah, I think that in the moment it felt good last night. Like, it was interesting. The crowd was into it, which is huge. When he comes out and he does that arm lifting and the lights come up, and, rah! If the crowd isn't into it, it doesn't feel good. And you have a good Brooklyn crowd last night, and I think they made it even pop even better, if you know what I mean.
I agree, Brendan. He said in the chat the Punisher / Venom look with the paint was amazing.
Okay, that's what that was. I don't do comic books, so
it was more Carnage in Venom, less Punisher.
And then I like the little subtle thing they did where they have like him have all these like words across like his legs and stuff.
And that shit's creepy looking. Like every time
a cool little twist. I like that.
Every time I see that, I think of like a serial killer notching like murders or something.
What's the guy's name in the Batman series? It reminds me of him.
Yeah, Zsasz.
Yes.
Yeah.
Victor Zsasz.
Yes, that's who it. That's what I was hinting at. Yes, yeah. But like the dude said Punisher and Venom. I'm a big comic book nerd. It was more Carnage. Carnage is like the opposite of Venom with the red and the black, and I didn't really get much of a Punisher, but I'll go save that for my whole nerd time off of this.
But I enjoyed the match. Rollins, is just really good at what he does.
Hurting people?
Well, besides that.
I guess he hurt Sting too, but that was kind of Sting being old, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that was a lot of miles on Sting that helped that one along. I'm going to say
this, guys, and you're going to laugh. Get ready for Bret Hart to go fucking nuts on his podcast about Seth Rollins again.
I don't have to get ready for that because I don't pay attention to anything Bret Hart says.
I like listening to it because he just hates everything.
He's like the grumpy old man. He's like that old man that lives down the street from you that yells at you all the time.
Get off my lawn!
Grass.
Yeah. You drive by, turn the music down. You're driving too fast. That's Bret Hart, dude. He probably sits on his front porch and yells at people all day.
Lance always had me dying because he would say, Bret. They would bring up like puppies to Bret Hart. No, don't like them.
Puppies. Yeah. Ice cream. Ice cream sucks.
Basically,
he doesn't say that, but I mean that's the way he is. It's like sunshine, horrible. Jesus, you like sunshine.
Well, it's funny because Lance said they made him like tone it down because his podcast was like really depressing for a while.
Oh yeah, somebody told him, Bret, come on, people want to listen to this. If you want people to listen to this, you can't be dissing everything.
Yeah,
I would love to get an honest, straight up, just shoot opinion of Goldberg from Bret Hart. That would be my dream.
Yeah, because he always says, "Oh, it wasn't his fault," and oh.
Yeah, I would love to actually get
That would be interesting to hear what he would have to say off the record. But overall, I think this is probably the second best match of the night.
Yeah, the women's match was right there with it. I thought. So, yeah, that's fine.
Because I really enjoy Balor. I know there's a lot of people that really don't. Because I know a lot of people I've talked to think he just does, like, drop kicks and, like, the coup de grace, and that's it.
I think he's a pretty good wrestler. I mean, you're going to see what he has for sure now. Or maybe not for a little while longer, depending upon the severity of his injury. But yeah.
You know what I really hated about this match is I think it was Brian Saxon when he spoiled the winner.
Yes.
He said Finn Balor he flew his family over here to watch him win. He said win, and he caught himself, and then he said work for the title.
Well, see. I don't know if that's 100% true because from what I've been reading lately is they haven't been telling the announcers the outcome of the matches.
Huh.
I don't know if that's 100% true, but I've been reading a lot lately.
I think you're right because I'm going to mention this to you. I'm pretty sure it was during the Ambrose match. when Mauro Ranallo was calling the match and he thought it was going to be like a 3 count, he got like so excited. You could see it out of the corner of the camera. He like jumped out of his seat.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
I just thought it was kind of cool.
Yeah. But it was definitely great, man. I thought Rollins was going to win. I thought for sure
That's cool. Brendan in the chat says he's from Ireland, and his best friend and him watched it live, and they went batshit crazy when he won.
Hey, congratulations, man.
Yeah,
it's cool to have.
Absolutely, that's fucking exciting.
Now, would he be? Well, I was gonna say he'd be the first Irish Universal Champion. Well,
He's the first ever. Yeah. How about we just say the first ever Irish-born WWE World Champion?
I think you're forgetting about Sheamus, aren't you?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I think we all forget about Sheamus.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. Well, I mean, he is a ghost, so.
There you go.
Still no British champion ever.
No.
No.
Oh, well, Ireland's not Britain.
No, Bulldog only had
the IC
the
belt.
Intercontinental. Yeah, nobody.
No.
Damn.
That's crazy when you think about it.
Yeah, all the guys they've had.
Brendan, since you weren't here earlier because you got here a little late, Jason had broke some news that Finn Balor might have, we haven't confirmed it, a potential torn labrum, right?
Yeah, I'll just read it back to him real quick. Yeah, my friend actually broke it because she sent me the text. It says, dislocated shoulder, which Balor popped back into place himself in a matter of seconds. However, an MRI yielded results earlier today showing, in quotes, a possible labrum tear, end quote. Balor's currently scheduled to receive a surgical consultation that will determine the extent of his injury, as well as if and how his reign as WWE Universal Champion will be affected. And WWE actually sent that out via their app, I believe. So it's like confirmed WWE press release.
Okay. He said he read it through WWE.com.
Oh, he read it?
Yes.
Okay, so I read that for nothing.
Okay, well, that's cool. All right, well, Balor wins, and he's your first ever Universal Champion, so we'll move on. Rusev versus Roman Reigns for the U.S. title.
Here's where the show really went down into the toilet, didn't it?
Yeah.
It almost felt like it's like neither guy wanted to do the favors.
Well, I think it's not that. Like, you were talking about it being like Reigns. Remember you said something about Reigns or something?
Uh-huh.
What was our conversation? Do you remember it?
Yes,
because you were talking about
that there was going to be, and I remember this, I said there was going to be like a wonky kind of finish. They weren't going to let Reigns win it at SummerSlam just so they could prolong this feud another month or two.
Well, no, that must have been with somebody different. Me and you were talking about Reigns being in Vince's penthouse again, right? And him being on late.
Yeah, I was joking. I said this to Lance, too. I was like, we got to make Roman look strong. He's going on after both world title matches.
Yeah, remember what I said, I was just like, they've been throwing weird matches in right before the main event lately. And I think what happens here is Rusev is leaving for his wedding in Bulgaria. They just hurt him. He's going to have a broken rib or something and not be able to wrestle.
By the way, he took that spear great.
It looked good, yeah. Because, like, Reigns hit him, like, coming off of the ramp, too.
Well, and Rusev jumped in the air, like, before he kind of hit him.
Yeah, that was actually one of the better-looking spears I've ever seen Reigns land.
Yes.
And it didn't even count.
I agree on that 100%. That was one of
I liked it in the sense of what they did was they didn't really hurt either guy because Rusev beat the snot out of Reigns, like, for a little while. And then Reigns turned it around.
Yeah, well, I mean, and there was no match, so you didn't have to have a loser, too.
Right.
And I think what I was saying is I think now Rusev can go to Bulgaria and have his big wedding.
Yes.
And he's going to have an injury, right? Like, I expect him to say tonight, like, he has a broken ribs or something.
Yeah.
But then the problem with that is, what do you do with Reigns now? Just have him come out and cut terrible promos on Rusev?
Yeah, I know. What do you do in the meantime?
Unless they have some kind of quick match tonight and Roman wins the title.
Yeah,
but obviously they were selling the rib injury, right? One thing that kind of bugged me is Rusev's on the ground and he's holding his gut.
Yeah, he sold it well.
Yeah, but the doctor comes up and he's like, I got to check. And he's like, don't you touch me. And I'm like, he's the doctor, man.
It was funny because he was like kind of like rolling around on the ground.
Yeah.
You know, another thing, too, now that you mentioned when Rusev, something that annoyed me. Did you see the Maria Menounos pre-match interview with them?
Yes.
Where Lana is like, don't blame her, Rusev. It's not her fault. And then Lana just starts ripping Maria Menounos. I was like, bipolar again. That's the Sasha thing all over again.
Yeah.
You stupid Hollywood starlet. I was like, you just told Rusev to leave her alone, and now you attack her? It just didn't make any sense.
Brendan is saying in the chat, guys, speaking of the Universal title match, have you guys seen what Mick Foley said on his Facebook page?
No, I'm not a big follower of wrestlers on social media, but I'd like to know.
Yeah, I haven't either. We'd all be curious to know. I don't know if you have seen it, Lance.
What's that?
What Foley said about the Universal title match on his Facebook page?
Yeah, I'd same thing. I don't do much of those. There's so many fake accounts out there that I don't know what's what. So
that is very true.
I just
don't. That and you have people who text you wellness violations that aren't true.
Yes. or you'll have a certain someone you and I both know, Jason, that'll friggin' name drop independent wrestlers in their like posts on Facebook that they can't fucking read to begin with.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, the one that I called out on it?
Yes.
Yeah, I think we're going a little too far off subject.
But anyway,
we should.
Brendan, go ahead and tell us what Foley said. We didn't see it.
Yeah, please. Dead air.
Because I haven't checked. I don't really check Facebook pages like you guys said.
Well, I got a few wrestlers that I got on Facebook, but I got them as friends. I just don't got the subscribe thing. If I just got to subscribe to them, I don't want to be on that. Jesus.
Yeah.
If they don't want to be my friend, I don't want to be watching their Facebook page.
Yeah, I'm not big on. I don't like pages and stuff. Like, there's only one. Actually, you know, there's only one wrestler whose Facebook page I have liked, and that's Rob's son, Kurt.
Okay.
That's it, and that's only because like we know them on a personal level.
Yes.
But yeah.
No, I agree with you. That sounds about right. I have very few myself. I'm just waiting for Brendan to tell us what he said.
Well, while he's doing that, we'll just carry on.
Yeah, we'll just carry on until we get a message back.
Yeah, we might as well go.
Yeah, this was basically a no contest.
This was just a waste of time, if you ask me. They should have had this way earlier in the card, especially if they're going to follow up with what comes up next. You know,
gotta make Roman look strong.
I agree.
Yeah.
Oh, Foley basically trashed the Brooklyn crowd.
Why?
He basically said this is the name of the thing, when smart fans turn dumb.
Oh, Foley's been doing this shit for months now. He needs to just shut up. He talked about how the NXT crowd wants to be part of the show and they were ruining it. Foley, this guy I think he's out of touch with everything nowadays.
Foley was basically trashing the fans for saying during the match they didn't like the belt. And that they were ruining the match.
They weren't ruining the match if you don't like the belt. I don't like the fucking belt, but I thought the match was good.
Yeah, this is basically what he said.
I'm reading it right now.
He said what Finn and Seth got instead was the stench of self-congratulatory snarkiness from a very vocal minority of the sold-out Barclays Center, but a couple thousand self-important chanters mixed in with 14,000 people who generally want to watch the freaking match is an awful distraction.
Foley's turning into Bret Hart. I think when these guys get old, they got brain damage or something. I mean, to me, that didn't do any. I didn't even really notice
it. Didn't bother me.
So
Sorry, go ahead, Lance.
So Foley's going to complain about us three for not liking the belt? It's an ugly belt.
It's an ugly belt.
If he's complaining that they made an ugly belt and people said you made an ugly belt, then how is it the people's fault to say you made an ugly belt?
And this is my opinion right here, too. I didn't notice them chanting anything about the belt, right? You know why? Because I'm a wrestling fan. I was watching the fucking wrestling.
Yeah.
If you're worried about the chant of people in the crowd, you're probably not there to see wrestling anyway.
Exactly.
So your opinion shouldn't matter.
You're trying to be part of the show.
Yeah, I don't care about what the belt looks like so much. Like, it's ugly, yes. But the guy carrying it is who makes the belt what the belt is.
Yeah. And if it's people that are doing that, it's like you and I see almost every week, Jason. We'll see friggin' people that want to be part of the show, and that's all it is.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't take away from the in-ring quality. It just, but like I said, I didn't even notice any chants about the belt because I was worried about what was going on inside of that squared circle or outside of it.
Here's a good question, guys. Brendan says, which belt is uglier, the Universal title or the TNA Immortal title?
I don't even know what the TNA Immortal title looks like.
Was that one that looked like a bunch of silver pieces of Lego?
It's the new one that they just introduced.
Let me Google it real quick.
I thought that was a joke.
Yeah, no, that's a legitimate title that Billy Corgan gave out.
Yeah, well that should tell you enough.
I gotta say, if that's the real title, I like that TNA one because it looks more like I said, it's got silver and metal and everything, not like a...
I say the Universal's worse just because it's like a bright red.
Can I rant about one more thing?
Go ahead.
And, this isn't a shot at you, Lance. Can we stop calling a belt a title? Because a title is something that you have. Like, you are the world heavyweight champion. The belt is the actual physical thing you wear.
Oh, dear God. Brendan said no, Lance. It's not that one. It's the old pink title that Jeff Hardy had.
Oh, does it have, like, a face on it?
Oh, God. That one Jeff Hardy made himself.
Oh, my God.
I'm looking at it. Oh, Jesus Christ. It looks like the Great Muta's face on a title belt.
Well, if that's the case, then the TNA one's worse.
It's the Jeff Hardy belt, right?
Yeah, he said that's the one.
It's his face painted on the belt, basically. Like, it's his face painted put onto the belt. It's disgusting.
No, that's the worst title.
It looks like a fucking samurai, something a karate person would win in a tournament.
That's funny.
Yeah, I'll take the Universal title any day over that one. Sorry.
All right, we're going to move along now to the main event. Brock Lesnar versus Randy Orton.
Yeah, it had such a big build-up, didn't it? And then I guess it... I don't know.
I'll give Brock this. His cardio was better.
Well, yeah. I have one thing I have to say about this. I think they booked Brock right in this match. And I say that because Brock can beat the shit out of just about anybody, right?
Yeah.
Brock can't out-wrestle just about anybody.
Correct.
Brock beat the shit out of the wrestler last night. And they made it look like a shoot type of match, which is the only way I think you could properly book Brock at this point. So that's my only thing I will say about that. I think they booked him properly last night. If they did book him to bust Orton open like that, because I don't know.
I figured that was planned.
Yeah, he bladed himself. If you look back on it, you can see Orton reach into his pants, pull something out, hold it in his hand, and then...
His dick? I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, if he could bring it up to his head, that's pretty impressive.
But, I gotta, sorry,
after he does the elbow, and then he goes down and he covers up, and then you see him wipe his hand on his head, and then the blood starts gushing.
But did you see the cut, though?
Yeah, but when I watched it live, I said, oh, look, he bladed himself. I seen it, and then I even went back and looked at it. You can totally see it.
But he had a huge friggin' gash.
Yeah, that thing was nasty. I'm going to go back right now and look at that again, because I was watching on my iPad at that point, so, you know, it's not the biggest screen.
But he had a huge friggin' gash in his head. It was nasty.
What did they say, 10
but if
staples?
That was the plan for him to get busted open like that, it worked.
It was ugly, man. That gash just... That was...
And he had like 10 staples to close it.
Yeah.
Wow. Staples are just the easy way to do it. They probably would have been 7 stitches.
But I didn't mind the match. It was better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, and he did get his RKO in,
but and Brock went a little farther than I thought he would. He must have upped his cardio.
Well, like you were saying, Joey, he looked a bit thinner.
He really did.
He absolutely does. Yeah,
his
I agree.
chest didn't look so massive. So.
Yeah, like when I meant thinner, I meant like across his shoulders. He looked much thinner.
Yeah, I think you could have said just thinner, and I would believe overall. I think he looked smaller. His lower body too, I think, looked smaller.
They got him off the juice.
It was, yeah.
Well, he did have to cut a lot of weight for the UFC fights, right? Because he's probably walks around at about 320, maybe. You would think.
That's a good point too.
And he has what's 265? I think is the limit in UFC. So.
No, I think it's once you're over in UFC. It don't matter. You just fight as a heavyweight because the one guy.
They have a limit. You can only be a certain weight. They have a top limit for yeah, I know they do. They do.
I thought they just went heavyweight, whatever you are above the limit, above the actual heavyweight thing, because that Roy Nelson guy looks like he's fighting at like 340 some nights.
Yeah, it's I'm pretty sure it's 265 is the most you can weigh it. Because they were talking about having a super heavyweight division in the UFC, but they never got around to it. I know in the game you can only be 265.
Okay.
Yeah, I've heard. I'm 100% on that. And
well, that's interesting then.
I'm going back now and I'm checking out that elbow.
Yeah, that was a vicious elbow.
Okay, and the only reason I got Nixie went back and looked at it like about 1,000 times. She said so. That's why I went back and looked at it. Okay. Because when I see it live, now. I looked at it and I said, "Oh, he's rubbing his head right there," and oh, here comes the blood.
Let me see here. It's almost to the part where he takes the gloves off or whatever, or he just jumps on him. Come on, hurry up, get to it.
Yeah, you won't see Brock now till probably the Rumble.
Yeah, he just popped his gloves off. Let me get a good look at it here. He's banging on Orton now, giving him the good work shots or the fake shots. There's the elbow. And as he does it, my fucking WWE network freezes as usual.
Well, hopefully it freezed on him blading himself. Perfect.
It froze as he hits him in the head with the elbow. The network on my PS3 is garbage. But
that happens. So Brock eventually wins via TKO, which is funny in itself.
Why didn't he just pin him then? You know?
Yeah, I didn't know we were boxing or UFC here.
Well, that's if the referee calls the match, they do it rarely, but it has happened. It's called the TKO, right? So, but all Brock had to do was just lay on him.
yeah,
But I think they're going with the Brock gonna get suspended angle tonight.
yeah, he's not booked for Raw tonight, so I'm guessing he's.
Well, he was supposed to be on Raw tonight. But they say he's not now. So
Yeah, they said he's not booked, so I'm guessing they're just gonna say he's been barred and suspended indefinitely or something.
Well, I think it's going to be because he nailed Shane, right? So.
Yeah, I think that's what.
I thought he was going to start nailing a couple refs, and then that would just say, okay, well, you can't be hitting referees. But, and even it was funny though. Paul Heyman, he sure was getting right in there. Brock, you gotta stop, and you know.
Oh yeah, that was funny when he F5 Shane. What are you doing?
Yeah, what'd you do? He did what's scripted.
Yeah, but it was just funny how Heyman did it. He made it like so believable.
Yeah, what'd you do?
Makes you look how much tougher that Brock is than the Undertaker, because how much did Taker put Shane through, and it took him that long, and all it took was one
F5, yeah.
F5, and wow, you know. It's
Yep.
All right, guys, what grade would you give the pay-per-view?
Well, I got to give it 2 grades. I'll give the first half a B+. I'll give the last half a D. So I'll say C. C minus.
Yeah, he took my grade. There you go.
Me too. And I was going to say C minus as well.
Yeah, I'll give it just a straight C.
That seems fair. I actually think this was better than WrestleMania.
I kind of agree. I think WrestleMania was a huge mess as well, but I think
but they had excuses. There was injuries.
Yeah, man. I think this might have been the better card, the better show.
I agree.
You guys think the brand split might be kicking them in the ass already? Because it seems like a lot of Raw and SmackDown's been watered down, and now this was a little
right. I think
iffy.
I'm thinking Joe is coming up very soon.
I think that SummerSlam has hurt the brand split so far. I think when they're able to go off and single out and do their own thing, because you've had a lot of that Brock and Orton stuff taking up time too, and it just seemed really unnecessary, you know? Because we know that the match can't go really any further than last night, with the two being on different brands. I think the brand split may have, SummerSlam coming up might have been what's hurt it a lot, because they've had to go so many different ways to set up 6 hours of live content for last night.
Now, tonight, in a way, the brand split officially happens because they're both going to have their own pay-per-views for September.
Yeah, and SummerSlam's is 3 weeks away, September 11th.
Yeah.
Not SummerSlam, what the hell am I saying? SmackDown Live, ugh.
Right, September 11th, they got 3 weeks.
Yeah, Backlash, right?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see tonight what happens.
Yeah, I guess we just gotta do the wait and see thing.
Right.
Yeah, bite their lip and take it.
Yeah, there you go. All right, everybody. We're going to get out of here for tonight. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Oh, hang on one second. Brendan just said in the chat he's reading reports that Jericho and Brock Lesnar had a altercation last night.
No shit.
Jericho, that's not Goldberg. You know, he's a little tougher.
Yeah, is Jericho gonna make it to Raw?
Yeah, man, you want to make it alive? Jesus. But we'll have to, see what's going on there. I'm going to have to check that out once we get off of here.
Yeah.
So we're going to run. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment, all that good shit. And we'll see you back next time. Have a good day, everybody.